Hi guys! So today we're going to do a makeup tutorial with a grin on our face because we are going to try to paint on the Grinch from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Jim Carrey's version, that is. I'm just in love with the makeup special effect details that they did on his face, and we'll just have to see if we could replicate this as well. So first of all, if you have long hair, you're going to want to put it in a ponytail. Then I'm just going to put on a headband so all my bangs don't get in the way of the makeup. Now we're just going to take this modeling putty wax from Mayron. It kind of looks like if your skin was melted down to pieces of gum and shoved into a container. Kind of hard to scoop out. But since the Grinch's nose is higher up and more towards the center of the eyeballs, we are going to make that Grinch nose with the modeling putty wax. This step is of course optional, but if you're going to attempt it, you're going to want to get a glob of that putty wax, put it in the center where you want the Grinch nose to start, on the bridge of your actual nose above where your regular nose is. And we are not putting on any sticky substance of spirit gum or anything just yet because we are just placing the wax, seeing where we're going to put this nose and how to shape it and everything. You're going to want to put some putty on the sides of your nose because you do not want your actual real nose to poke out. You want a smooth surface that's going to slope down to your mouth. And like I said, this putty is so difficult to scoop out that it actually bent my metal spatula almost in half. And then you're going to put another glob of that putty wax underneath your nose on your upper lip and the last piece on the other side of your nose. Now to actually shape this whole entire nose piece, I would show it in the video, but it took me over an hour. That's why I said this step is optional because it's really difficult if you've never used modeling wax before. It's a lot of trial and error and time-consuming, tedious work putting it on and off your face to make sure it fits. But this is the actual finished piece that I got from it. See how the nose has like a dog-like slope? That is what you want your nose to look like if you use the modeling clay. And once you think it's smooth enough and looks like the Grinch's nose, you're going to want to get prosthetic adhesive or spirit gum. In my opinion, prosthetic adhesive works a lot better for me and helps the wax stay on your face longer. So you're just going to be swiping this all over your nose. It's going to look really weird and gross, and on your cheeks a little bit where you're going to put that fake Grinch nose at, and also placing it on the inside of the nose. Then once it's done getting a little bit dry to where it's tacky enough, you're going to want to put the fake prosthetic Grinch nose that you made on your face over that adhesive and smooth it out with your fingers. If this gets too sticky for your hands, you could always use lotion in between. Just smoothing that onto your skin as best you can. Because once you think you've got it smooth enough against your face, you're going to want to get liquid latex, and I hate the smell of this forever and always. This Midnight Natural Rubber one is really cool because it's the same color as a lighter tone of skin. Just getting a disposable cosmetic sponge and swiping that all over the edges of that fake Grinch nose where it meets your actual skin. It's going to look really disgusting, like a bird just pooped all over your face. And you're going to want to let this dry. If you don't have the patience, get a hair dryer, but not get it too close to where it's going to melt the wax entirely. So once that's dry, and it looks like you have a giant cold or snot everywhere, I'm going to put some translucent powder over it to have it set because it gets shiny and sticky from the latex. And now that I look like the monkey boy from the movie Jumanji, throwback to the 90s, I'm going to get a green color from my Aqua Ben Nye palette. Mine is a little bit broken. I'm going to swipe a thin layer of this all over my face using a foundation brush. This is just going to be the base, and you're going to look like you just rolled in grass. And do that all down your neck as well. You might want to do a thicker layer on the actual nose because it's harder for it to adhere makeup onto the layers of the modeling wax. But once that dries, we're going to get a yellow color from the Aqua Ben Nye palette. If you don't have this Ben Nye palette because it's a little bit pricey, you can always use the Ruby's Tube Makeup. I'll put the listing of that below where you can get it. And you're just doing a layer of that over top the green because the Grinch isn't a solid dark green color. It has more of a yellowy based green tint to his skin. So once that layer is done, you are going to want to get a darker green color of face paint and swipe that all over the yellow parts that you just made. Looks like split pea soup or the Exorcist girl just barfed all over her face. Don't forget your neck. Now we're taking that same dark green color with a thinner paintbrush and brushing on our eyebrows. The Grinch has very expressive, crazy, long, thick eyebrows that swirl into really cool curly cues like fancy mustaches, but on his forehead. The eyebrows are gonna kind of look like thick, dark green blades of grass. You're gonna wanna do it darker over your natural eyebrow and a little bit more darker lines above it, leaving some of the regular green in the middle. Painting that on your Grinch nose as well. And then the middle center line from the nose all the way to your upper lip or where it was. Then we're going to do lines of the Grinch's expressive face on its forehead and its laugh lines on the sides of its mouth, under his lip as well. The dots he has on his upper lip below his nose. Then I'm just taking some black midnight paint with a very thin paintbrush and doing more defined hairlines on his eyebrows. And since I couldn't find any green fake hairs to apply to my face, I'm just going to paint them on the sides of my face all the way to almost my chin and on the other side and darken in the expressive face lines. You might want to use the same paint color to shadow in the bottom lip area and on the sides of the temples to give it more depth of hair-like lines, and his middle crease below his nose. You could also make lines on the bridge of his nose to give it more expression. Now I'm just going to take one of my favorite Crown brush palettes with this dark green and a dark charcoal gray and applying it on my eyelids. If you don't want to use your fingers, you can also use a brush to blend it out. Taking a matte green eyeshadow with my finger, rubbing that on areas where you want the face to be mattified a little bit because sometimes the liquid latex leaves a shine on the face. Taking that dark gray and green mixture and putting it on the bottom of my chin. Then that dark charcoal gray eyeshadow again with the thin eyeshadow brush and putting it in the creases of the mouth. Using the same brush and the same colors to do lines under my eyes. Now since the Grinch has very large, prominent, beautiful eyelashes, I'm going to get Andrea's eyelashes in black 45 in the duo eyelash glue in the clears so I could use it for adhesive on anything else later. And please bear with me, this is very hilarious to film because it was my very first time ever putting on false eyelashes on my face and not easy whatsoever. Only people of the higher power know how to put on false eyelashes, I feel like. People like Oprah, Katy Perry, and Beyonce, that's it. It's so difficult. But now that you have it on there on a somewhat okay fashion, you're gonna wanna put it on the other eye as close to the lash line as you can. Fix any eyeshadow marks that you may have missed or messed up putting on the eyelashes. Now I am taking my absolute favorite liquid black eyeliner. You could draw on your face with this and putting that on my lash line to make the false lashes blend into my face just a little bit more naturally. Even though they're very dramatic, very big, I am also doing dash lines of fake hairs on my eyebrows. Also taking this really cool shimmery dark green gel eyeliner from Tarte with a thin eyeliner brush, wisping that as little hairs on the eyebrows because you want them to be very expressive. That's one of the things that the Grinch is known for, his very expressive looks on his face and eyebrows. And then you could also do dash lines on your bottom lip as well with this eyeliner. Now we are done with the makeup, but that's not it. I'm going to get this Santa costume that I got from the Japanese Asian store that's like a dollar store. I got it for $5 there. Not everything there is $1.50. This is why we didn't paint the ears. We're going to put on this Santa hat over the ears, making sure we cover it. And the Santa top of his coat, you could put on the bottoms as well. And that is our finished Dr. Seuss Grinch look, the Jim Carrey version. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I had making it. What I would like to know today is, what is your absolute favorite Christmas movie? I absolutely love the Grinch, and Jim Carrey is one of my very favorite actors. So I hope I did this look justice. Leave it down in the comments below if you think I did pull it off okay. Now it's time to take off this nose and the green stuff off. All the products I use in this video will be in the description box. Thank you guys again so much for watching and all the support. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a great Christmas or holidays if you celebrate or not. And I love you guys. Bye.